They're going to be customizable. There are going to be these designated communication devices. So on the screen, that's what you have, a designated communication device. An eye tracking device for someone who would use an eye gaze, or computer with their eyes to track and type out what they wanted to do. There is a braille device at the bottom, and a tablet that is another designated communication device. If a child is at school, then the school will have to provide the funding for such technology. If the child is out of the school system, then funding must come from somewhere else. Assistive technology services is defined as any service that directly assists a child with a disability in the selection, acquisition, or use of an assistive technology device. And assistive technology services are those that are necessary to enable the student or the IEP team to use any specified assistive technology. So this is the definition provided. Every IEP team has to consider assistive technology. It's one of the first questions in the ID. It asks, have you considered assistive technology? And what it support this child, yes or no? And so that is something that has to go into every IEP, into the development, the review, and the revision. IEPs are done on an annual basis. And every year, this is a question that should be asked. And if the IEP team is not asking this question, then the parent, guardian, advocate should be that their child or student would benefit from the use of some sort of aid. See, even if it's not tech, then they should make sure that they're getting what they need. Keep in mind that consideration is a collaborative process. So working with the IEP team, working with an AC specialist or speech and language pathologist, making sure such questions are asked to ensure that they are considered whether assistive technology will benefit the child or the student, or the child who might be a student. So what consideration means? The word considered means given careful and deliberate thought. So this is something that you should advocate for, only because a lot of times the IEP or special education teacher is not familiar with assistive technology. And so they may think that they have considered it, but if they are not familiar, they may not be considering all aspects of the assistive technology process. So is it appropriate? Would the IEP team, do they need to consider something called the SET, which is the looking at the student, the environment, the way that things are set up, and this includes general education access needs. If the student is getting part-time or itinerant special education services, they are spending part of the day in the regular educational room, and they are spending part of the time in special education room. It's possible that they may need assistive technology only in one area to support their needs. But what would allow them to access the general education curriculum? So when you're talking about separation, the IEP team has to think about all these different areas. And throughout the IEP, this question is asked often in different ways. Also accessing benchmarks, which is like testing those various tests that come out throughout the year, building this into their goals and objectives. It's an important process. So this is like the full range of assistive technology possibilities, looking at every aspect of the school day, not just the classroom, across all settings. What assistive technology allows the student to access their peers, their curriculum, in other ways what they maybe couldn't before. When does consideration occur? Okay? It should occur as part of the IEP meeting, but it should also occur the first time they have an evaluation, or if they have a 3-year re-evaluation. Students with autism get re-evaluated every 2 years. And anyone else with an IEP and has intellectual disability or speech and language impairment, it's every 3 years. So this consideration for assistive technology should occur in all of these points. When planning accommodations, saying, okay, what will the student need and what would be the best scenario for them when taking a test. A lot of times people think about extended time. They get frequent breaks. They can take the test in a separate room. They may need special pencils with pencil grips to assist them. But many times the teachers forget to say what is the some forms of assistive technology also supports the students. So it's important that it happens often, and it happens across this time. Also as part of transition planning. So transition happens at several different points throughout a student's school life. It's not just, oh, they're 14 and they're going to transition to high school or at the age of 18 or 21. They are going to be transitioning into